In less than 7 days, the iPhone is about to change forever. Introducing iOS 18, everybody.
Yay! iOS 18!
Why do you bring that back so fast?
Wait a minute. Everyone last week really loved our Aztec death whistle. Is this our next merch drop? It's like your head.
Okay, that actually
It's like a cast of your... Would that be hard for us to make? Would you guys buy a Sam Kohl Aztec death whistle?
I think people would really like anything that resembles like a doll or something they could put pins in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Voodoo doll.
We've got a lot to talk about this week, guys. We are less than, what's 24 times 7? We're less than 165 hours away from iOS 18, WWDC, next Apple event. Why are you laughing?
Yeah, I just remembered. Okay. Sam is the only reason this didn't happen. But do you remember a while ago, Sam, I came up with a merch idea for Front Page Tech where we were going to make an actual voodoo doll that looked like a certain it looked like a certain Apple leaker, and it was just going to be called Apple Leaker Voodoo Doll, but it looked like someone that you probably know. We're no names. I'm not saying any names. It could be anybody, generic, right? And it was going to be an actual voodoo doll that you could buy. And I thought it was genius, and I told Sam, and he talked me out of it, probably for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you can tell, we're a day late, a dollar short as always, but we're here to bring you the latest news.
Wouldn't be a dollar short if you let me sell that voodoo doll.
True, you'd be many dollars plus. Okay, guys, I feel like there's a lot going on right now. I feel like there's a lot to discuss because we are, as you can see on apple.com/newsroom, they've got the countdown. That means we're getting close. Also, why is this a weird perspective? I notice it doesn't feel the 16:9. Is there a way to fix that?
It is very odd. Is your monitor not that?
No, I'm definitely, my monitor's like me.
Huh. Oh, I know why. Because it's not it's just showing the window, which leaves out the what's that thing? The finder bar at the top? And
I guess so.
And the dog at the bottom?
Off. Can you make it bigger? Can you stretch me or something?
I can stretch you, baby. Hang on. You wait. Oh, too many stretches. Too many stretches. Too little stretches. Just enough stretches. How's that, Sam?
That's great. Thank you so much.
Okay,
I feel way
you're
more
welcome.
comfortable now.
We're professionals.
The next WWDC event from Apple, my personal, and everybody always is like, what? How is this real? This is always my favorite event of the year, and you want to know why?
Go ahead. Why?
Because I was a child, and that's when I started my YouTube channel. And if you go back, you can search iOS 7 iUpdateOS, and it will propagate. When I was getting 700 views per video.
Whoa, you don't even sound like him.
Dude, look at me. I'm literally like, hey guys, here's how you update your phone. People don't realize we're at a different time.
5.
No, that's an iPod Touch, my brother.
That's an iPod Touch?
That's my iPod Touch 6th gen. I remember going to the Apple Store. This was just such a magical time.
The screen size, that's the iPhone 5 screen size, right?
Yes, yeah, 4 inches.
Okay.
Look at
I know
at
4
that.
inches when I see it, man.
Yeah, no, I have a very clear memory of this time. It was just a different time when we would talk about fun things like the new beta changes. I would talk about jailbreak things. I don't know. It was a lot going on. It was a different time, but it really brings me back to summer. It was right when school would get out. It would be the first Apple event within probably 1 to 2 weeks of school being out. It was I'm a poor child, so I don't have cash for hardware, so this is a free software update. So it was free content.
You
free
weren't on
things.
LinkedIn yet.
I wasn't on LinkedIn. Hey,
Speaking of, when I sat down and I, alone, mind you, came up with the idea for this amazing podcast, Genius Bar, #1 Apple podcast in the world, I was like, I really need a co-host. You may have heard stories where Sam came up with the idea for the podcast and chose me, but that's not the accurate story. The accurate story is I wanted a co-host, and I couldn't find one that would be good for this business, so I decided, hey, what would any small business do? What's the smartest thing you can do for your small business? And that's go to LinkedIn. That's because they're sponsoring the show, #1, and because it's LinkedIn. Where else when you need to hire somebody, why not go to literally the #1 job listing platform in the world? And Guess what? They have tools to help you find the right professionals for your team faster and for free. And within 24 hours, it popped up. I said, this is what I need. This is the criteria. He needs to be handsome. He needs to be funny. He needs to be, he needs to like Apple. And then boom, 24 hours later, Sam Kohl popped up. And I was like, wow, I've heard of this guy before. I really don't like him, but if LinkedIn says I should like him, I should give him a chance. And here we are.
LinkedIn isn't just a job board. LinkedIn helps you hire professionals you can't find anywhere else, even those who aren't actively searching for a new job but might be open to the perfect role. I wasn't searching for this podcast, but it found me anyway. In a given month, over 70% of LinkedIn users don't visit other leading job sites. So if you're not looking on LinkedIn, you're looking in the wrong place. That's actually
what are you doing?
On LinkedIn, 86% of small businesses get a qualified candidate within 24 hours. Hire professionals like a professional on LinkedIn, John. You can post your free.
You can post your free for a job.
You can post your job for free, actually, at linkedin.com/geniusbar. That's linkedin.com/geniusbar to post your job for free. Of course, terms and conditions apply.
I don't know. The check boxes for handsome and funny might not be there anymore, but, it was there when I did it. Thank you.
They're there in your heart.
Okay, here's the deal. I know that happened early, but that's it now. That's the only ad for the episode. You're welcome, everybody.
Free. Now you just
ad-free
get to sit
episode,
with us little guys. So I don't know. Is summer? I always get nostalgic around this time.
Okay, just because it brings back the old Sam vibes.
Yeah, I think so. I really do. And it's. What about you? Do you have
What is the earliest Apple event that you remember, while you were in high school? Not that you ever saw, but that you actually remember. It's like a core memory. It's burned in.
Oh, I mean, there were multiple years for the September event where I'd have to be watching it at lunch. I'd throw in my headphones, and as all my friends are eating, I'm like, shut. iPhone, they're 6? What? Whoa. And then I'd be tweeting on my random accounts that had 3 followers.
3 followers.
It was, there were less haters back then too, but it was.
Yeah, you could say that. The only thing that I remember, I remember being in a study hall and asking to go to the bathroom so that I could watch the Apple event. I just had to poop for 45 minutes. So I was in study hall anyway. Who cares? I wasn't missing work. So I left, and it was the iPad event, the original iPad event.
Whoa. So 2010.
Yeah, that's
That's a core memory. I'm trying to go back in my screenshots. I mean, dude, one of the first... That's so wild. One of the first photos I have in my photos is of my home Apple store that I moved nearby.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Literally 7 years after I took that photo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find... I have screenshots of iOS everywhere. I feel like I should have a screenshot from an Apple event somewhere in here. No, it's just a lot of math homework, which seems like a lot of trauma.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, this is
pictures
just...
of math homework?
Look at... Oh, my God. Dude, I have to share this. Hold on. Let me pull it up.
Oh, no,
this is
scared. I'm scared.
Insane. Bro, look at this.
Holy shit. I have screenshots of that of FPT too. Who knows where to find them, but...
Dude. Oh,
wow.
Wait, how many subscribers?
I have
4,000. You can barely make out 4.
Oh, really? 4,000 subscribers.
And I'm literally advertising that I'm going to have iOS 8 coverage starting with WWDC.
Oh my God, on your banner. Visit the website. Oh my goodness.
Oh, dude, look at... Oh my God, this is crazy as well. So the first one's my cousin. The second one was my best friend Jake. And the third one was our YouTube high school gaming channel.
Oh my goodness.
Actually, I probably shouldn't have shown that because now people are going to go back and find that nobody knew existed.
What can you do?
So let's just take that off the screen. Dude, even look at my dock. I have Skype in the dock.
Oh my God!
It's before everybody had Discord. I'm using Skype.
What is the duck? Is that
CyberDuck?
What?
No, that was for That was for FTPing into your website.
Oh, okay.
Which is now we're just going into all my... This is dangerous to go back to this
I'll
time.
cut away
Look at Maisie. That's my dog.
Little Maisie.
Look at how happy she is, bro.
She's... click on her. She's reenacting future Maisie.
Is that a Maisie death joke? can't say that. You can't say that.
Oh,
That'd be like if I took a picture of your mom sleeping and I'd be like, look, she's reenacting the future.
Yeah, that's fine.
Bro.
It's been a long time. She would laugh.
Well, hey, this is something you're only going to get on the Genius Bar. I don't think there's any other Apple podcast going back at their old photos.
Nobody.
So let's talk about...
There's literally not... What does it feel like, Sam, to be the #1 Apple podcast and no one is even close? There's not even a second place. The next is automatically third place because we have first and second place. Millions of listeners every day.
I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful for everybody. I'm grateful that they stick with us and that they...
Oh, yeah. That's what I wanted to say, too.
Yeah.
Grateful.
Okay. WWDC 2024 is upon us.
It is.
You hyped?
Okay, here's the rules. Every year, especially for DubDub, more than any other event, I am way too hype. Internet, like if I don't know if you've heard used to be called iUpdate. They changed the channel name to like Apple Track or Tracking Apple, something like that.
Yeah.
Clever name, whatever. I am subscribed to that YouTube channel, little channel. Don't know if you've heard of them. And there's this guy on there that always hypes stuff up like a lot and gets my expectations to like a 10, which is the highest they can go. And Apple always delivers consistently like a 7 or an 8.
That's pretty good.
So this year I'm going in, and by the way, that Apple tracking channel is still around to this day.
Yeah.
So he's been talking about it too. And again, talking about AI features and all this stuff. He even there was this video back in the day, like a couple months ago, where he said this is the redesign for iOS 18, and he said it that way. But I think since then he's backtracked. So like now I'm not too excited about a redesign. Probably not happening. But everything else he says, I'm trying to keep away from the 10. I'm trying to stay at an 8, so that if they surprise me with something, whoa, wowee,
Here's what
Best
I
Apple
will
podcast
say.
in the world, everybody.
Here's what I'll say without saying too much. I think people are going to really enjoy iOS 18. But it is Apple, and I think they're going to keep it. I think the wheels are not going to come off the train.
Oh no, the wheels ain't coming off.
Yeah. The wheels still look firmly attached.
iOS 18, very excited about. Probably going to be great. macOS. You know what I've been thinking?
What you been thinking?
I think that you're a nice guy, and the internet is too hard on you.
Okay, what does this have to do with
And by the
macOS?
internet, I mean the people in the comment section of last week's episode. They're too hard on you.
I don't.
But you know what I've really
does
been
this have to do
thinking?
with macOS?
You know what I've really been thinking? macOS is kind of perfect. Like there's not
Yeah.
like macOS out of all the OSs is the best one. No complaints.
Which has been around the longest, so I kind of hope that would be the case.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Very, yeah.
iPadOS?
Every time I open my Mac. Oh,
Make or break this year? Yeah.
I mean, it'll be break.
You finally, dude, there's a part of me, the weight has been lifted from my chest. I have been waiting for your iPad video for what feels like 8 years. It's finally out. It's a wonderful video, by the way.
Thank you.
How do I cut to it? There you are. Look at him. He even pulled out his special gradient background, which is now a painted wall. This was so locked down. What you had to say was so locked down, you didn't even go to Apple Park. You shot it at home.
Yeah. I'm really happy. It's out. I feel like I cracked it. And basically, I mean, I would encourage you to watch the video if you're interested. I think most of you guys have because I love you. But I mean, basically my theory is that the iPad is always going to be an iPad. And if Apple was going to change stuff, they would have. And the solution is to create a tablet OS because they've never made a tablet OS. It's always been iOS running big on a tablet. And I think they've looked at it wrong from the beginning. And I don't know if it's because Steve wanted that way. I don't know if it's because they know that it'll eat in the Mac sales if they do too much. All I know is that the iPad has had what it's needed to be an actual computer replacement for a ton of people. And right now it's an actual computer replacement for a very few, small number of people that are very, very passionate. And they will tell you in the comments about how, I don't know if you, maybe these are the comments that I now got on my video that you got on your initial iPad video, where everybody's like, this guy's trying to use an iPad like a Mac.
Yeah,
like, what the heck?
A lot of people came out of the woodwork to be like, this guy doesn't understand what he's saying. Like, typical tech YouTuber doesn't understand
I'm like,
regular people.
Okay, here's the thing. The iPad used to cost $500. Now the iPad costs more than a Mac.
You know
for less
what
functionality.
iPad does still cost $500?
It happens to be the best one.
Yeah, you get less screen for more money in 2024.
Yeah, but you get the best experience. You get love in a box.
I know better ways to find love in a box. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that really love the iPad. And there's a lot of people that I think naively, because I'm not saying this, I'm not talking down at you. I'm saying I was with you for a decade or 9 years since the first iPad Pro. Dub's going to be great. This is the year they're going to do it. This is the year they're going to, the 2018 iPad Pro redesign. Oh my gosh, now the hardware is actually good enough. What did Apple do in the next 6 years? Literally nothing in the software that actually matters for 99% of people. Oh, this year in 2024, they really made it the thin and the hardware. M4 chip. Oh, watch what Apple's going to, here's what Apple's going to do. Let me tell you exactly what they're going to do. They're going to add a couple of features that are okay. And then next year, we're going to go, man, seems like the iPad's really going to be great. And then it's going to rinse and repeat every year.
This year for sure. Yeah, I don't know, man.
At this point, what evidence do you have that Apple would do anything significant versus just doing something minor? And I just
some
think
might
it's
say the M4 chip, but then some might reply, well, that's the only way the tandem OLED runs, and maybe that's the only reason for M4.
And it's had the M1. It's had the M1 for
the M1 was
years,
too powerful.
Guys.
The M1 was already too powerful, and they didn't do anything
M1
with it.
For 3 years.
Okay,
Listen.
let's play a game.
Okay. Oh, I love games.
Let's say they do give us a little bit more. I'm not talking about like, we don't have to rework iPadOS from the ground up. We don't have to put macOS. I agree with Sam that that's an extremely lazy option. It might be better than what it is now, but it is the laziest option to just put macOS on there. Just a hypothetical game. If Apple did, in fact, do anything extra, I feel like they put another step in front of us. Like, maybe you have to, you know how like Samsung phones work as DeX if you plug it into something?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's something like that, but you got to put the iPad on the Magic Keyboard. When the magnets go boop, then it's like, okay, you can have some extra stuff. What is the extra stuff? Like, if we're not putting macOS on there, and we also don't want current iPadOS, what, as Sam Kohl, would revolutionize iPad?
I think that I missed this in the video because I also got feedback from someone else that were like, you didn't really say what to fix, even though I felt like I said exactly
Yeah,
what
I got
to
the
fix.
same thing. Yeah.
You felt the same way?
No, I got the same thing from like people being like, well, you're not saying what to do. I don't know, in the most polite way possible. That's not my job. It's our job to be like, this is not optimum. And then it's the software designers that are professionals and magicians to do that for us.
No, I know exactly how to fix it. I'm not going to give you like the exact details, but the fundamental, I think maybe what I didn't do as well as I thought I did is I believe that the fundamental issue with iPadOS is that it is not iPadOS. It is iOS, but big with Mac features on it. And you see now we've got phone software with some tablet software, with some Mac software, all stacked on top of each other. So it makes things really confusing, it makes things bloated, and it makes a lot of things very inefficient, and they don't feel tight and well done like they are on the Mac.
I agree.
The Mac, and I tell me if you got this from my video, because I tried to highlight it this way, is like the phone was announced with phone software. The Mac was announced with Mac software.
And the form factor for the iPhone, not different.
Form for the Mac, not different. Flat screen, keyboard and mouse below it somewhere. iPad form factor, very, very different.
Yeah,
now.
they keep just adding stuff, but they don't add anything in software. Just
Yeah,
stays
so
the
it's
same.
like they're adding all of these things to the hardware, but the software's never changed. So yeah, my solution for iPadOS is to look at the tablet like it has never existed before and be like, how do we make software for this tablet that's also a laptop? And I just don't think that until Apple rethinks that part, until there is like an actual iOS 7 moment for the iPad, I think it's just going to keep being the same thing. And that's why basically the idea was like, we just have to accept that at this point. Like we're going to keep driving ourselves mad if we keep trying to be like the iPad is more than it is. Because it's never been, so why would it be?
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
agree.
But a lot of people
It really does feel like that. Like they come up with a new idea, and instead of reworking things, they just add on top of what's already existing. And now we just have, it's like convoluted and nothing actually feels native. It almost feels like we installed plugins and kept adding like Chrome plugins to the iPad until
Exactly.
it's like, oh, we got a trackpad on the Magic Keyboard. Okay, add a circle that looks like a fingy. Like I don't know.
even simple things that so just so everybody knows, I spent an entire week on this video. When I say an entire week, I mean like every single.
I reshot it 3 times.
I rewrote it three times. I reshot it 3 times. I have all the footage on my Mac of the first one and then not the second, and because I had to wipe the footage for the drive. It was a whole thing. Anyway, I went through 3 iterations, and the first time I watched it, I was like, nope, that's not what I want to say.
Did you edit the whole thing before you scrapped it?
I edited the A roll of both, yeah.
Woo! Damn.
Yeah, then I did the second one. I said, nope, that's not what I want to say either. That's not right. That's not how I feel. And then the third one, I was like renewed, and I stand by every word I said. I feel great about that video. It is literally what I have wanted to say and what I have been feeling about the iPad forever. And frankly, I think a lot of people did resonate. I mean, there were also the people that were like, you literally hit the nail on the head. That is exactly the problem with the iPad. And I was like, yes. It connected. Because I think a lot of people are just, I don't know. I definitely have heard people, like more people than ever, making excuses for Apple this year. And I'm like, yeah, but we've done that for the past 9 years. So I think it's kind of time to, I mean, dude, there is literally no world where if someone has $1,800, they should buy an iPad Pro M4 instead of just speccing up an M3 MacBook Air.
Yeah.
Like the M3 MacBook Air will be so much better in 95% of cases. Now, if you want to take notes or do art, then that's where the conversation of the iPad comes around. But for 95, like, I just hope there's no college students that see the M4 and fall into the marketing of that can be my only computer. Just get a MacBook. You will be able to work so much faster. The battery life is literally double on a MacBook. The processor is almost the same. You can get more storage and RAM. The screen is still really good on the MacBook Air, even if it is still an LCD. Like there's just so many, it's crazy thin and light. It's just the MacBook Air, even the 15-inch dude is just such, it's so funny because the Mac, remember when the Mac used to be bad?
Yes, I was just on Geared Up with Andrew Edwards for like the 3rd time this week. And I think we mentioned this on Genius Bar too. It used to be completely reversed. Like,
yes.
All the Apple fans would have to be like, but the software, because Windows people and Android people would be like, you could buy this for $5 and it has more hardware, better hardware. It has like 18 gigabytes of RAM or like something crazy. Windows PC, you can get more for your money with the hardware. Now it's completely reversed where Apple is just, it is almost like the hardware team is not communicating with any software team. Like everyone's just constantly surprised. There's an M4 in the iPad, but the iPad team didn't tell the software team, hey, there's going to be an M4 in here. So the software team didn't implement anything that actually takes advantage of the M4 chip at all. And it's just, it makes no sense how powerful the hardware is. And they don't slow down. Every year, it's crazier and crazier, and they are doing nothing in the software to fix any of that. And we're hearing, like, with AI on iPhone, right? We're hearing that you're going to need a newer iPhone, like the iPhone, what is it, 14 Pro and up, 15 Pro and up, something like that. That's crazy. So what does that mean for Mac? Like if AI is coming to Mac, I only have an
Mac-
M2 Ultra
Mac-
chip on my Mac Studio.
No, Mac needs M1 or newer, Gurman said.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
okay. Disregard my whole
But yeah,
complaint.
it is insane. I mean, it's wild to go back to the unveil of the 2016 MacBook Pro. You remember this disaster that everybody thought was so cool, including myself at the time? Remember the Touch Bar?
Yeah.
I mean, it
In
looked
theory,
incredible.
it is really cool.
It does look incredible. And then you realize that a touchscreen parallel to the table doesn't exactly work that well. So, I mean, Apple announces this, and then this was just for the next 4 years. We
It
had
feels so
terrible
weird
MacBooks.
seeing people at an event.
Oh, so okay, I actually want to have this conversation. You know how you will like finish one big video and then instantly be like the next video?
Oh yeah.
I figured out another one of my frustrations with Apple recently.
Okay.
You know how we watch the events and a lot of the times we say we have complaints and then all of our friends that get invited to the events say, that's not fair that you said that because Apple in the briefing told me this. And then we're like, well, how would I know that? I wasn't in the briefing.
Yeah.
How would I know that they made this decision for this reason? It's actually wild. And I learned this watching the iPad video, how basically I don't want to give the title or anything away because I think it's going to be a banger. But do you want to edit it out or do you want me to tell you after?
I will edit it out because I would like to know now.
Okay. It's going to be called. They're fundamentally two different things than they used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And how you don't have to edit this part out, but basically that you lose a lot of context now because they are way tighter and they are more like a movie. But I think it ultimately ends up being really confusing for like their biggest fans where they don't go into as much detail and such. And you don't get that feedback. There's so much I want to say about.
Should there be like separate briefings afterwards? You know how like for Dub there's separate what would you call it? Keynotes, I guess? Like there's a State of the Union and stuff like that. Like what if after every Apple event for people that really wanted to know, you could maybe it's pre-recorded, I don't know, but another like actual in-depth briefing on stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's just what they do for the press, but it would be really great to be able to.
Some of the press isn't allowed.
Yeah. I mean, hey, fair enough, right? But can I come to Dub?
No, but for real.
Okay. Okay, so we've got macOS. We talked about iPadOS. WatchOS apparently isn't going to be much different, but Apple is going to add the new upgraded version of Siri there, Gurman said. So you'll be able to get the new like AI Siri on your wrist, which kind of sounds like those AI wearables, don't it?
They do. I hope Humane gets a buyer in the next week, because if not, uh-oh.
And then Rabbit is you just see just like a full-on scam. Oh my god, it's so funny. I can't.
Does anyone even talk about Rabbit anymore, or are we done taking them seriously at all?
No, it's all silly.
It's crazy how fast that got screwed up. Because I used to think the Rabbit R1 was a more substantial product than the Humane AI Pen, but now Rabbit, now that it's actually out, is terrible, and Humane's AI Pen is like kinda all right.
Barely.
But still bad.
It doesn't matter. Apple's going to just Sherlock both of them at Dub, I think, in some significant way. Because we're hearing that Siri is going to be more conversational. It sounds like Siri is going to be able to understand more context about people and know more things about you. You'll be able to say things like, I guess we should talk about the Gurman report from this past week of where he basically said Siri is going to have this new feature where it can control app operations.
Okay.
Let me share that and pull it up right now. So talks about how he says it's going to be the heart of renewed AI push and how Siri, okay, I pay for you, please calm down. They're going to allow you to basically say like, I guess, move this photo here or share this file with so-and-so, with Johnny Boy. And it sounds pretty cool. It sounds like pretty exciting. It sounds like Siri might be fixed, and we know about the ChatGPT
Contextually aware
partnership.
is great. Wait, hang on. Scroll up. Right there. As part of the rollout, more basic AI tasks will be processed on devices themselves, while more advanced capabilities will be handled via cloud computing. Okay. So there was a hypothesis that Andrew and I came up with that is apparently not the case. You know, you and I have talked about how I'm kind of worried that they signed the deal with OpenAI. Like, I don't know if that means I should trust OpenAI more or if that means I should trust Apple a little bit less. And the hypothesis was, okay, well, maybe OpenAI just has specific patents that they need, and Apple wants to put the neural engine on the device, and they just signed the deal to bring patents over or whatever. But that kind of nixes that idea. Now it's like, okay, basic stuff is on device, but this is so weird, dude, because the whole reason Siri sucks ass, and the only excuse that Siri has had all of these years to suck so much ass is that it's privacy focused, right? Everything is happening on device, and if it can't happen on device, then that's too bad, because then privacy goes out the window. So how are they going to come on stage and be like, just kidding, we could have done this the whole time, but we're going to do it now, and your data is somehow safe with OpenAI of all companies?
Well, Apple is apparently going to be running the cloud computing tasks on custom-built Apple Silicon servers with a new secure enclave, so that it's a black box computing operation to where even Apple will not be able to see the queries, because they're storing that sensitive data on essentially unencryptable.
Are those
data.
devices sitting in a facility somewhere in China?
I don't know where they're sitting. Let me send an email to my Apple PR contact, and
Cool.
I'm sure they'll get right
Try
back
to get
to
that
me.
briefing.
Yeah.
You're not worried? Like, this doesn't scare you a little bit to have everything has been focused on device, and now it's leaving our devices for the first time in order to work?
Yes and no. I think Apple's going to do it pretty much as responsibly as they can, or more responsibly than any other AI company. I mean, maybe the bar for security and privacy is going to shift down a little bit. That kind of sounds like that is going to be the case, but it does seem like Apple is going to be really focusing on that. And we're expecting them to talk a lot at the event about why their AI stuff is better.
Uh-huh.
And it really does sound like the more that we get into this, that a lot of the iOS 18 stuff for AI, we're not going to hear about till the iPhone 16. It sounds like a lot of that is going to be locked down to the new iPhones. And if you look at the way the iPhone 16s look right now, they don't look all that different than the current ones on the outside. So I do think it's really going to be an A18 Pro type.
Oh, it's like the iPhone 4S. The iPhone 4 didn't get Siri. iPhone 4S did. It didn't look any different, but hey, new thing inside of it.
New chip to handle the Siri requests.
Who knew that Siri was never going to change from that day until 10 years later? I'm not talking to you.
But to play devil's advocate, I mean, on the iPhone 4S, no, that wasn't happening on device. They were being sent to Siri query servers.
Were they? And wasn't Siri, like they acquired Siri, right?
Correct.
Even the name existed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just had an
And then they
iPhone
integrated
4
it
somewhere,
in.
and now it's in my pocket. I don't know how it got in my pocket, but here it is.
Why do you have your iPhone 4 in your pocket?
You were okay. I can explain. You were talking about. You showed old iUpdateOS stuff, and I thought you had an iPhone 5S, and so I reached in front of me, and there was an iPhone 4, and then I got distracted, and I must have put it in my pocket, and here we are.
Go ahead. Okay, I guess that makes
Thank
sense.
you
I was
for
like,
giving
why,
me a chance to
Why are
explain
you
myself.
double carrying an iPhone 15 Pro and an iPhone 4S?
I'm not. My iPhone 15 Pro is actually on the desk,
Nice.
and I only had the iPhone 4 in my pocket, and I didn't even know because it's so small and perfect.
You and little small things, man. You love those little small little guys.
I did it great. No, you can't tell me this
did
phone is
watch-
still untouched.
I watched the unveil again the other day. And yeah, it's a great unveil. You can tell it's really exciting and new and fun. And it makes me sad.
The one where Steve's like, "Stop me if you've seen this before."
Yeah.
Rest in spaghetti, Steve.
Yeah. He was just the goat of presentations, though.
Okay.
Okay.
And now we're faced with a day where we're looking at Tim's days being numbered here.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got the new Siri. We've got AI in iOS 18. We have also some more details about the rest of the software.
The rest of the software, okay.
We've got things like getting 6% cash back at Ace Hardware with new Apple Card
That's
promotion.
really cool. Man, I can't remember the last time I loaded up Mac rumors.
What do you do with your life? Look at this.
I get all my news from Apple Track on Twitter. Not even kidding.
That's a bad call. Yeah. Breaking news. Actually,
Breaking
wait,
news.
why am I on Mac rumors? I should be on the number one. You're right. Look at this. Let's just go back through the week. This is what I'm used to. Let's just go back.
Why say lot word when few do trick, you know?
Exactly. Okay, so we have that there's going to be a redesigned settings app with a better UI and better search, but I really think it's just going to kind of be like a reorganization of settings. I don't think it's going to actually look like this image. It's just a concept. But we did hear more about the control center changes. You want to see these? You ready?
Show me. Revamped settings app, new control center with updated music widget and better home controls. Messages app with new tap-back icons and individual word effects. Photos app with a new interface. Mail app was...
Hey, Gurman's words, not mine.
Thank you, Mark Gurman. Look at how he has explained this. There's so many details. Everyone, listen up. Don't miss any of these words I'm about to say. Mail app with, quote, several improvements. Sounds pretty good. I do love several improvements.
I like several improvements. Everybody give it up.
Messages app with reactions to like specific words is cute.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I could put like I love you and then have the you be like bold or something. Maybe rich text people have been suggesting.
I wonder if you could set it up to repeat that every time you use the word. So every time I say Sam Kohl, fireworks happens. Every time, no matter who I'm talking to. Sam Kohl, fireworks.
Every time you say Sam Kohl, a Casetify logo pops up somewhere. That does sound really fun. Okay, so the new control center sounds interesting. I wonder if they're gonna do a complete revamp of this because it kind of just has been one vertical page. I wonder if they're gonna do multiple scrolls or something. Why are you smiling like that?
Do you wonder?
Yeah. Yes. What? Why are you acting all coy like a little fish right now?
I'm not. I just know you know things.
I don't know anything, bro.
I don't think you know nothing.
I think it's going to be cool. We've got some other rumors for iOS 18, of course, as well, including the ability to relocate app icons, which looks awesome.
Relocate. What a fancy word to use for that.
I don't know. That could be fun. I'm excited.
I want nothing. I want nothing. Music started playing in our ears. I want nothing on my home screen. No app icons, nothing. Completely blank.
You'll be able to do that. What are you going to put there? Just space?
Yeah, just space. I just want the dock at the bottom, and that's all.
Okay. I think you can do that in iOS 18.
Can we put 5 icons at the bottom?
Dude, I've always wanted that because there is room.
It's just more, especially since the third icon will be centered. It'll be lovely.
That would be awesome. That was like the first jailbreak tweak I would always install back in the day is the 5 icon dock.
No.
I mean, iOS 18 sounds pretty good.
Do people still jailbreak things?
I don't think so. Not really.
No. Is it even possible anymore?
They've added a lot of the features to the iPhone, especially this year. Now that we're hearing you might be able to kind of theme your iPhone or like change the icons different colors.
Yeah. Yep. Although one could argue that that's been around.
Yeah.
It's been really glitchy shortcuts. And hacky. Terrible workaround for theming an iPhone, but yeah.
I think there's a lot happening. I think there's a lot that we haven't seen leaked or talked about.
Yeah.
And I think there's some fun stuff that nobody has reported that I think we're going to end up seeing that I think are going to be fan favorites. Big hits.
You think we're going to get surprised?
I think so. I have a feeling about this one that there's going to be a
I think if we're going to get surprised, it's going to be how they're using AI in certain areas where they don't even openly say, "Oh, by the way, this is the AI." Stuff like personal voice. Your Photos app is basically run entirely by on-device AI, and that's never mentioned. It just works that way. When you take a photo, your photos are run through the neural engine to stitch all those multiple exposures together. It's like all of that is AI without them saying it's AI. So I'm excited about those features that have where things are protected by guardrails and they're developed with meaning behind them. I think that's where we're going to get surprised.
Bad news, though.
What?
Do you want to read it?
Apple will not be announcing any new hardware at WWDC on June 10th, according to Mark Gurman. I don't think this is just uncalled for because every year at WWDC, we always get hardware. There was that one guy, Posner. He was leaking stuff.
Artist.
Yeah, he was leaking stuff back in the day. Just extremely handsome. He had said, he put out a tweet saying 100% MacBook Pros are going to be at DubDub.
M1X MacBook Pros.
And then everyone sold their MacBooks in preparation for said release that never came. And some people were upset. I'm just saying, every year there's hardware and this year there's not. I'm so shocked by this.
I am a bit surprised. Because
really?
We haven't gotten that much this year. I mean, we've gotten iPads and iPads.
But this event
MacBooks.
is so packed.
I do think that is it, though. I think there's just too much. But that means that we're not going to see any new hardware till September.
Yep.
Which I'm fine with. That means it's going to be new AirPods, new iPhones.
Yeah, what hardware do you need? Like, what
Then we got
hardware would
Macs.
you want next week?
A new Mac Studio with the M3 Ultra.
Yeah, but that could be... You could just post that on a newsroom and I'll buy it.
But it sounds like that's not even happening. It sounds like they're going to jump to the M4 Ultra and skip this year for the Mac Studio and Mac Pro.
I'll buy that too.
What won't you
Sign me
buy?
up.
I knew anything with the name Pro in it.
Yeah, if it's an iPad Pro... There's nothing that I can do on the iPad Pro that I can't do on my iPad Mini
But
that I
it's
would want to do.
It's so much better, and I enjoy the betterness.
That is... Better doesn't just mean bigger, brighter screen.
It means thinner, lighter. My iPad Pro is more of an
thinner,
iPad
lighter
Air
than the iPad
than
Mini.
your iPad Mini.
You don't get
We are
lighter
ge-
than the iPad Mini. It's so portable and lovely.
We are going to
It's
get
just
the new
asking
iPad
you to
Mini.
hold it.
We are getting a new iPad Mini this September probably as well. So
Oh. What about the iPad Mini Pro thing that we were hearing about? Because you showed me a little something last week.
I said there was one rumor that said it was going to get OLED in 2026.
Yes. Is it happening?
I don't know.
Are you telling me that I can get an iPad Mini this year and in two more years?
2 more years.
Because that's pretty great.
Genuinely, what do you do on your iPad
If they
Mini?
do
It
that,
is so
then at
small.
least for 2 years out of the next 3 years, I got birthday presents for you.
That's actually really annoying because I'm looking at it. It just sits in a plastic bin.
What are you talking about?
There's nothing there's no point for the iPad Mini to exist anymore. So it just sits in a
Why?
bin.
Is it because I made the joke about Maisie? Are you just trying to hurt me now?
I just there's nothing in my life that the iPad Mini would be good for. Because there's another iPad that does everything it does better. Because it's bigger and usable like an actual piece of paper or a
Name
tablet.
even one of them.
Watching videos is better on a bigger screen. Listening to music is better with better
I'm
speakers.
gonna say this once and I'm gonna leave the table. Your video, your frustrations with iPad certainly did not come from iPad Mini. The iPad Mini didn't prompt you to make this iPad video. It's from years and years of getting the same iPad Pro that does the same things. I'm just saying there's a certain few iPads that are very frustrating, and there's a certain iPad that is it never hurt nobody. Just saying.
Very, Very happy you still feel that way. Well, I really hope that they announce some great new iPad mini features this year.
You know, Barack Obama,
my goat.
He did some questionable things as president. But you know what he wasn't? Dangerous.
To the iPad mini.
He was a guy that, like, even if you didn't agree with his policies or what he was doing, like, he did some very questionable things, especially over not in the United States. Killed many people that didn't need to be dead. Anyway, one thing he was not was, like, I was proud that that was the guy representing our country, you know. Even though I didn't agree with everything he did, he seemed like a competent, smart individual. Mm-hmm. When he went abroad, you weren't ashamed that he was abroad, you know, representing our country. Mm-hmm. That is the iPad mini. Does it have some flaws? Yes. Has it bombed the Middle East a lot? Maybe a little bit. But when it steps up to represent the iPad, I'm proud of that iPad. You know what I mean? It's not old hardware with old features like a Joe Biden. You know? It is young and it's spry.
It's not young. It's literally 3 years old. That's way too old.
Who do you know that's 3 years old that you wouldn't consider young? Don't worry, I'll wait. You go, wow, that is it. You're just starting your life. I'm jealous. You're only 3 years old.
Yeah, but for a tech product, they age in multiples of 10.
Nah.
You know how dogs do multiples of 7?
It's like dog years.
Yeah.
You know, cat years are crazy.
Really?
It's like cats age 15 years for the first 2 years, and then it slows down. So Django is 2, so he's 30 years old. He's the same age as me. Whoa. Here, I was looking at him as like a little guy. But really, he should be paying some bills.
Really, who's running the house?
Exactly. He should have a job. He should be paying the bills. He should be driving himself to vet appointments. I don't understand how this happened, but 30 years old and I got to do everything for you?
That's kind of like me. I'm only a Django and 0.85 of a Django. That's 2 Djangos.
Imagine I'm 30 years old. Imagine if I just came to your house and shit. And you had to clean it up. Because that's what he does.
Can I show you something that makes me happy, unlike the iPad mini?
You may.
It's this concept from this guy named Gia. He made a very pretty concept that's really all I would want to see in iOS 18. I don't think that this is actually what iOS 18 looks like or will look like, but it's what I want to see.
Calendar, extremely glowy.
It's got a lot of blur of your wallpaper when you go into apps. It looks kind of like Vision OS plus the iPhone. Look at this. When you're looking at documents, there's always that little background.
They look pretty good.
Look at the Apple Card. Very pretty. Very glowy. Like the glowy. Look at the Settings app. Oh.
Too bad Apple Card not going to work anymore.
Oh. That animation looks so good. Bring back the cover flow. Look at this. Oh.
That's pretty good. Connect, polish, and gloss.
Ooh, they even changed the icons a little bit. The icons are even a little glowy.
A little bit.
See, I like this. And I don't think that there's going to be, can somebody just leak if there's going to be new icons? Just to me. I won't even share it. Like, this is just for personal use. People tell me stuff all the time, and it's always just for personal use. I don't be telling anybody anythings. I just be wanting to know. I just be wanting to know, is there going to be, can I make my icon, like, could I make... If I wanted to, could I make the Settings app look like this?
For audio listeners, he pulled up a loaf of bread. Moist sour cream white bread. That, I'm going to throw up. Why are those words put together like that? I'm going to quit. I'm going to quit the podcast right now.
Nothing makes me happier.
You're going to need to go to LinkedIn and get a new host.
Yummy wet bread. Okay. For anybody that doesn't know, this is his kryptonite. So whenever you talk about the iPad mini, you're going to start associating with this.
Pull yourself together.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's some wet bread. Who's doing you have a community. Thanks, I hate white bread on Reddit.
My eyes are watering. Oh my God.
I got you, buddy. Okay,
Is it
let's
gone?
end the episode like this. Are you okay to end the episode? I know it's a short one, but we're gonna be back again for another episode for a quick one.
Wow,
later
that
this
was
week.
supposed to be a surprise, and you just gave it up. You made me sick and then gave that up.
What? They weren't supposed to know that we're gonna do
It was supposed to be a one more thing.
You know what? Should we for this one? Should we do a live stream? This one. For the
You
next
can't say shit like that if you aren't willing to do it.
I'm willing to do a one-off live stream this Friday ahead of WWDC.
Wait, that's no fun. I thought you meant live stream like reaction or right before Dub, like a hype stream. That's what the people want.
No, I'm not going to do I'm working.
You want to do a live stream as the podcast on Friday?
I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out here because it's the end of the episode. I wanted to close with something else still.
What time?
I don't know. I'll probably be working. I got like 2 videos I got to put out this week, and next week's going to be.
So you're just making plans that we can't even commit to?
Yeah, that's the story of my life.
That's how Genius Bar goes.
That's it.
We'll let you guys know. Don't worry. If you follow the Genius Bar account on Twitter, maybe you wouldn't have to wonder for very long.
You mean on X at x.com/geniusbarpod.
Do you see they're allowing boobies now?
Wasn't that always allowed?
I mean, it was like they couldn't delete the boobies because there were so many boobies being uploaded, but now it's like official policy that it's allowed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yep.
Hey, I have a question for you.
Is it about boobs?
No.
Oh, go ahead.
It's actually about if there's one thing that you want to see at this event, what would it be? There's one single thing that would just make you go, that's a 10.
Shit. I have it. You're not even ready.
Okay.
You could.
Not ready.
I could give you the next 10 hours and you wouldn't anticipate what I'm about to say.
Okay. This is going to blow my mind then.
tvOS. Listen. No more box.
Stick?
No. No. Partner with a TV brand or multiple TV brands like Roku does, and some TVs just come with it out of the box. No stick, no plugging anything in, no box. First of all, get rid of the box. We're fucking done with that. It's been the same for like I don't know, 15 years. No, no. For my surround sound to work, I have to have like 3 HDMI cables coming out of places. The box isn't even in the same room. It's back behind by where the surround sound system is, and then it has to run through that, and then the HDMI from the surround sound to a projector. It's insane. Ain't nobody got time for that. No more of that. There's no reason for that. Either give us a stick, or you let Apple Music be everywhere on any device. So just
Here's the
do
problem,
it.
though.
You
Here's the problem.
cowards.
You know that TV with all the tvOS with all the blur and stuff and the depth would not run well on the cheap processors.
In order for
Samsung's
that to happen, the hardware has to be up to snuff. It's got to be certain specifications, and then you
so
can
Apple's
got to
make a TV.
No, they don't have to make a TV. It's just, hey, if you want tvOS on here, you can't just use a stick of bubble gum as RAM. You have to put
at
some
least
stuff
2
in
sticks of bubble gum.
there. Yeah, at least 2 sticks of bubble gum, or else.
Okay, so that's an interesting one. So tvOS running on TVs. Okay, that's a good wild card.
Native.
Okay. Out of the I mean, that would be way better than the Google TV that runs on every TV. That's actually the worst thing ever.
Android TV or Google TV? Is it which one is it called? Because it's
I believe
ass
it's Google
either way.
TV. It's terrible.
So bad. So
Literally,
bad.
I am impressed that they could make something that atrocious. If I could have one thing on any of Apple's products,
Yes.
I think it would be the ability to make my icons look however they want. I really think that's it. Now, you looked at the camera in a way of slight disapproval and disappointment.
No,
And
I was just thinking about what that looks like.
yeah, I want to be able to just I want icon packs on the App Store. I want to be able to go on the App Store, pay $10 for some designer that worked really hard on their stuff. And I want Apple to take 30% of that. And I want the 70% to go straight to the artist.
I want that to be a controversy.
And I think that would be really fun. And I think it would be a good time. And I think people would like it.
Would you use that often, or would it be fun for like the first day and then? To me, I literally could care less. I just want my phone to work.
I do think if there is one thing realistic that it sounds like we are getting close to, it is a version of Siri that is ChatGPT. Like I want to. Okay, maybe you guys can answer this in the questions, or should we do a live ChatGPT to answer this question?
Let's do it.
Okay. Maybe I could just ask Google, because remember Google has the AI built in?
Yeah.
Okay, so I brought a blueberry muffin, and I left it in the car on a hot day. Is it safe to eat a blueberry muffin that I left in the car when it was hot?
A muffin. That sounds so fancy. You spelled muffin. Don't eat food if it has been in the car more than 2 hours. That
Wait,
sounds
there's
like a
more
challenge to me.
people also asks, but it's not best. Foodborne illnesses double every 20 minutes.
Geico Living, 7 items you should not leave in the car. Why is this such a popular question to ask?
I don't know. Can I leave baked goods in a hot car? See, I was going to eat it, but I'm very happy that I didn't, because I could have gotten ill.
You know what I want?
What?
Back in the day,
But
I had an HTC Thunderbolt, the first 4G LTE phone on Verizon. And it had a weather widget at the top. And it showed the time and the weather in the same thing. And when you would open the phone or unlock the phone, if it was raining, there would be water droplets on your screen, and a windshield wiper would come wipe it off. It was kind of awesome. Look up wow, can you not type? Look up HTC Thunderbolt weather storm or something.
I don't
look up windshield wipers. Yeah, that's definitely what the widget used to look like down there. Yep.
Oh, that is kind of cool.
Look up windshield wipers.
Phone windshield wipers? What? I think you made this up, brother.
I definitely didn't make this up. This definitely happened. Oh my god.
That windshield wipers would come on the phone?
Okay. Go to YouTube and look it up on YouTube, because it's probably. I'm telling. I need to know if I'm gaslighting everyone or not.
Windshield wipers. What?
Oh my god. Did I make this up?
I think you literally made this up. Oh, here's an ad. Inspired by you, John. Wow.
Dude, I swear to Christ, I remember this happening.
Oh, wait. I just saw a cloud. You might actually be onto something.
Okay.
The cloud moves a little bit.
Okay, but if there was a thunderstorm outside, it would wipe it. I know this was true.
Why would it wipe a virtual raindrop that wasn't real?
That was just why it was cute.
They're not even
there would
showing
be droplets
the phone.
on the screen.
What are these weird ass close-ups of people?
Oh my god, how am I gonna find this? Can we Google it?
Here's 91 Tech. This is a renowned tech YouTuber, I think.
That is an iPhone.
Oh, here we go. This is more footage. 4G LTE, fast, drone strike.
Very, very fast.
Okay.
Please. There's people in the comments that are probably
think
losing
you
their mind.
I don't know, brother.
Oh my god.
What?
Oh my god.
I don't know.
I'm telling you this. Oh my god.
It had an HDMI output on it?
I guess so. Mini HDMI.
What?
Yeah. It was pretty wild. The battery lasted all of 4 hours.
Yeah. Oh, the early days of the smartphone were so fun.
Dude. Oh my. I'm gonna kill myself.
No, you can't do that or say that, I don't think.
I thought that was-
I'm
what was
looking.
that? Can we Google it, please,
What is
God?
that?
I know I'm not making this up.
I looked it up. What do you
Google
want me to
it.
say?
Not a picture. Just Google it.
HTC Thunderbolt windshield
It's not sharing the screen,
wipers?
by the way.
I am sharing the screen.
Yes! Yes! It's real! Wipers during rain! It's real! I didn't make it up! The one thing I'm talking about is weather widget from the old school HC highlighting lightning. Bro. Someone's got to have it.
This is real, dude.
What do you mean? There's people talking about it right here.
Yeah, everybody could be insane.
Uh-huh. I'm telling you, why can't it?
I don't.
Why isn't there any footage of this? This is about real windshield wiper blades.
What has the internet become?
There are people in the comments that will defend me. I just know it. I just know it.
I don't know, buddy. Well, we've now spent 10 minutes talking about an Android phone on an Apple podcast, and that's where
not only an Android phone, but one from like 12 years ago. Okay, anyone that's watching or listening to this, if you find footage of this, tweet it all to Sam at iUpdate on Twitter X. Is it iUpdate?
I'm not telling anybody what it is. I don't exist. I'm not a real
Whatever
person.
you got to do, get it to Sam. Show that I'm not lying. And we'll see you next week. Here's one for the road.
No, we'll see you later this week.
We'll see you later this week. My hand's all wet.
Why do you pull that out? I don't like the death whistle.
It means death is coming for you.
I feel like it is. Bro, you gotta stop that. Fine God.
Sam called death whistle coming soon. Well, I'm going to make this happen. Even if I have to craft it with clay myself. Could you imagine like me trying to make your face and clay? Me, of all people.
That would be really, really uncomfortable. Bye.
Bye.